state of Minnesota. Wanting to kind of clear some things up because we've had some people asking, how is this going to affect our churches? And so I'm going to do my best to explain to you what we have learned about it. The first thing that you should know is that it doesn't affect our Sunday morning worship gatherings, which we are so thankful for. So you'll still be able to join us on Sunday mornings in person at 10:30 a.m., where we still practice the safe gathering of wearing face masks and having our distance and also washing our hands frequently. And for those of you who are at home, we continue to offer our services on the radio, Psalm 91.9 FM at 10:30. And for other people who watch either on Facebook or on our website, later on Sunday evenings, we usually have our videos up for that. I do have some exciting news about that. We have really been working hard behind the scenes to try and have the ability to do live stream with our videos. And what that will allow us to do is it will allow us to have the services go live at the same time that people are gathered in person for worship, so 10:30 on Sunday mornings. And another thing that it will allow us to do is we'll be able to have someone available at a comment section to be able to interact with people who are at home on their screens tuning into the service, so that we can pray for you or we can encourage you in any kind of a way. And then there's also those of you who like to tune into cable channel 7 on Mid-Continent Cable. And the same thing there, like the services play throughout the day. And they are a week behind because that's the only way that we can get that to them. But we're glad that we are able to still do our services. Now, what does the order have to do with our small group gatherings? This is the thing that we're wondering a lot about. And I've talked to pastors, I've talked to people who have had contact with health officials in the state, asking those same questions about how does it affect churches. Well, the encouraging thing that we have found out through that is that that order of no more than 10 people and no more than 3 households is targeted towards social gatherings, especially private ones in people's homes, and it is not targeted towards churches. So that means that our small group gatherings for scripture studies and for prayer or support groups, that they are still going to be able to meet. Again, following our current guidelines of the masks and the distance and the frequent washing of our hands. So that's good news that we've found out. And, we've asked for the state to have a more targeted approach in how we deal with COVID-19, and they're doing that. So we should be actually very thankful. And we should also be thankful to the state because we've asked them to recognize the importance of churches for people, and they've done that. So churches are still able to meet and part of that is due because they've recognized that churches who are following the guidelines are not super spreaders of COVID-19. So let's make sure that we can keep that up and we can continue to worship in person and to be able to have our small group gatherings throughout the week. And that can be done by just all of us doing our part to make sure that we're safe. But we know that in our county, Koochiching County, that the cases are rising fast. And so let's make sure that we all do our part to see those cases start to go lower. There have been a lot of positive reports about a vaccine which is on its way. And I've heard someone describe this pandemic like it's a marathon, not a sprint. And for distance runners, they know that as soon as they can see a little bit of the finish line, all of a sudden, no matter how tired they are, they're able to get a second win that helps to carry them through to the finish line. And that vaccine and the reports that are coming out, it's kind of like a finish line for us. And so let's get a second wind and not get tired of doing the basic things that we know really curb the spread of COVID-19. Again, the practices of the face masks and making sure that we are distancing physically and making sure that we're washing our hands frequently. So let's not get tired of doing those things and doing our part to be able to slow the spread of this pandemic and be able to continue to worship together and knowing that God has a glorious future ahead for us, maybe even very soon. All right, well, just wanted to share that with you. I hope it helped to answer some of your questions. We hope to see you in worship tomorrow, whether that is here in person or whether you're at home joining us. Until then, God bless, and we'll see you later.